Hi.
I'm Jen.
I'm Corey.
And we are.
Corey and Jen do stuff.
And we did stuff. Welcome back to our channel. It's nice to see you. We love sharing everything with you. So I'm glad you're back. Welcome. If you haven't been to our channel before, please like and subscribe and
smash the bell.
Smash the bell. We apologize in advance. There may be some extra children noises or animal noises. Our neighbors are outside playing fairly close. And our animals are cray cray.
As always, animals know we're recording.
So, what do we got for our friends at home today?
We are going to be doing a 1, maybe 2, 3-part Disney vacation video.
Yeah, it'll probably be closer to a 3-part, I'm sure. Because we would like to keep them short and sweet so you guys can watch them on your breaks or when you have a few minutes, some downtime. Yeah, so last weekend, Saturday morning, Corey and I got on a plane.
Flew to Florida.
And went to Orlando, Florida. I had booked it late July, like right after we got back from San Antonio, actually, which was the end of July. I found an amazing deal on air and hotel direct from Midland, so we didn't have to pay for parking and any of that mess. It was an amazing deal. We paid $78 round trip each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So we're like, yeah, we're going. The only other major expense we had then was our tickets to get into Disney World, which if any of you are Disney fans, have been there, have wanted to go and researched it, you all know it is $130 to walk through that gate per person.
And we were up in the air. We couldn't decide at first between Disney or Universal.
Yes, because we are huge Harry Potter fans, as most of you watching probably already know. You see the hubby shirt. So we really had a debate. And I know maybe in this one we'll touch on the topic, but the reason we chose not to go to Universal is because we're not small people.
Especially.
Corey's a big dude. I'm not little myself by any stretch of the imagination. And we did our research and watched quite a few YouTube videos of larger people trying some of the seats at Universal, and they didn't fit. And they were very good about it. It was fun to watch them and informative because they gave their sizes and their dimensions, so you could kind of compare our sizes and dimensions to theirs to see if the body type was similar, we weren't going to fit if they didn't fit.
I think Jen would have fit a lot more rides than I would have, but
my body type's very different though. So
there were people that were bigger, like shorter than me, but bigger than, or shorter than me, but weight-wise smaller than me. And looking at them, I'm like, if they have things at Universal where you can test the seat before you get on the ride.
Which is awesome.
And they have influencer nights where they let YouTube people in for free or reduced price to go around and check out like the Hollywood Horror Nights.
Which they are not having this year. So if you were interested, I'm sorry. I was heartbroken.
They went around to a lot of the rides, though, that we would have wanted to go on and check the practice seats, and they didn't. And it has a little green light if it fits, and they didn't fit. So I'm like, I don't want to waste the money to go to Universal.
Yeah, because again, that's another $100 and something, $120 for one park, I think. So we really had to weigh our options, no pun intended.
And for lack of better terms, Disney is a little more fat friendly as far as the rides go.
Yeah, we didn't have any issues, and we went together on most of them. So, like,
Except for
No,
Magic
Space
Mountain,
Mountain.
Space Mountain.
But that's
you
because
can't.
you can't.
Yeah.
It's single rider in line, so you can't do that. But yeah, we had so we had tickets to, and then of course we had to pick one of the 4 Disney parks, and we chose Magic Kingdom because for one, it's the original, right? The OG.
OG.
So, and we're huge Haunted Mansion fans. So that was a deciding factor. Space Mountain, Corey loves. So that was also part of the decision. So,
Spoiler alert, Space Mountain was a lot scarier than I remembered as a kid.
not a roller coaster person.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my gosh. We just gave him catnip and he is freaking crazy right now. It's the opposite effect it's supposed to have. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry.
Going crazy.
Cheese and rice. I'm
Hopefully
afraid they're
within
gonna
a couple
knock
of
over my
weeks, The
drinks.
Office will be
Yeah, we're
Animal.
We're creating an office just so we can have a little space. But anyways, yeah, we had to make that decision. So we chose Animal Kingdom.
Oh,
that
geez.
was our second choice. We chose Magic Kingdom.
But let's talk about the
Okay.
hotel. Because
Yes.
we were...
Well, let's talk about the flights first of all.
Okay.
Because if we want to discuss our size, we have to discuss these flights. Now we took this is how I think our flights were so inexpensive. Our flights to Orlando were on United. Our flights home were on American Airlines.
And I swore a few years ago when there was the whole thing about people getting pulled off their seats on United that I would never, ever, ever fly United.
And to his credit, he did not know we were flying United until like a day before because I booked everything. So he was not aware of that.
But as far as seat comfort and the seat belts actually fitting around me and not needing an extender,
yeah.
which bigger people know, some of you need the extender to get the seatbelt to actually fit. I did not need it with United, and the seats
they were actually wider than American.
I was
Airlines.
more comfortable on the flight from Houston to Orlando because it was a bigger plane. But the ones out of Midland are always the smaller, just little commuter
There's 2
jets.
rows on one side and 1 row on the other side. It is a small plane, to say the least. But it was fairly comfortable ride all the way to Orlando. And if we're comparing airlines, also what I was looking for is like their COVID response and how they were directing that. United was way better, just saying. I felt United was way better. United made sure people were keeping their masks on unless they were eating or drinking, which that's a whole discussion in itself, right?
There was one guy, and I may show a picture of it.
That was on American, though.
No, that was our flight out. There was the kid that was sitting a row up on the other side that every time someone would walk by, he'd put his mask up unless he was sleeping, but he had his mask down pretty much the whole flight, and I was like, why aren't they saying anything? But they, there's...
He'd pretend to be sleeping.
200 people on the flight. They can't police everyone all the time, but they were so whenever they'd walk by and catch him, they would tell him, you need to put your mask back up.
But because there's no beverage service or anything like that, I guess there was in the larger plane.
United had beverage service, whereas
American
did not. They give you
They gave you prepackaged, like a little baggie that had a mini water and some pretzels.
And maybe
United
the
had cookies. American only had the pretzels and the water because I didn't even take the snack bag on United. But so yeah. Anyways, that was my feeling. And United loaded the plane from back to front, so you weren't tripping over people. You weren't having to get really close to them. Whereas American kept it your
groups. Yeah.
And we were in the very last group because we had the most inexpensive tickets. That's no surprise to anyone that flies or buys airline tickets. The less expensive your ticket is, the later you get to board your plane. But I have a seat. I don't care when I get on the plane as long as I get on. We did almost miss our flight home from Dallas.
We were...
Because I guess from overhearing some other conversations in the airports, they, instead of keeping the middle seat from being booked, they booked the middle seat now on all these flights, jam-packed the flights full. All of our flights were full, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 seats. All of our flights were full, but they have a lot less flights to choose from. Mm-hmm. So most of the flights are leaving at the same time. When we were taxiing on the runway to take off from any of our flights, we were taxiing for a long time because there was a lot of flights we had to wait for take off ahead of us. And I'm sure there was a lot behind us too.
And when we landed in Dallas on our way home, there was a lot of...
We taxied for a long
time. We landed way back on one side of Dallas's airport, and we had to taxi all the way up
to the opposite
end.
And because we're on a regional flight home, because we fly out of Midland, Texas. It's tiny airport. It's literally tiny. That's way on the opposite end. So because we taxied so long in Dallas on our way home, we got to our flight home when she was yelling
final boarding call. Yeah.
So we were very lucky.
We were the last ones on the plane home.
And we were booking it from one end to the other.
Using the fast ways.
Fast as we could go. And we didn't bring any luggage. So we flew up on Saturday. We were at Disney all day Sunday. We flew home Monday morning at 6 a.m. So we brought a backpack and I had my purse. That was it. So thank goodness we didn't have to worry about luggage or anything at that point, but it was still a lot.
If we had checked luggage, it would not have made it.
Yeah, there's no way. It would have went wherever that plane was going after. Cause, there's no way it would have made it. But, so yeah, we got there. We stayed at Doubletree by Hilton. At the entrance of Universal Studios, because we had originally wanted to go to Universal, obviously. And the rates were amazing. Not the least expensive, definitely not the most expensive. We saw some of the most expensive hotels. It was nice. It was clean. They were also very good about social distance. There's markers everywhere on the floor. Very wide open area, like their little entryway where you walk in and then go to the desk. It was humongous. Our room was awesome. Just a king room. They put us all the way at the top floor. Well, except for the penthouse was above us, right?
No, we were on the top floor. Yeah, we were the top floor.
Oh, I guess we were on the top floor. With basically a view of the pool and a lagoon out back.
And we'll have a little video.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. We're here in sunny, fabulous
Florida.
Orlando, Florida. We don't really have a cool view. I mean, if an alligator comes out of this little pond thing, that would be kind of cool. As long as I'm not down there when it happens. Universal's on the other side. So we are currently at
Doubletree by
Hilton at the entrance to Universal Studios in Florida, which is funny because we're not going to Universal. We literally landed at 1:30. It is now 3:40-ish, and we just got to the hotel. We had a snafu with the rental car, which I will be talking about.
It's my fault.
It's my fault, but whatever. It is what it is. You deal with it. We're here. I'm happy about that, and that's all I can ask for right now, so we're good. Yeah, so tomorrow is Magic Kingdom at Disney World. And then tomorrow night, we're actually going to go to Universal City Walk for dinner at Margaritaville. That's the plan, anyway. But tonight...
Or the Chocolate Emporium.
Or the Chocolate Emporium. Oh, yeah, that's right. We'll show you guys menus, little clips and whatever. And I'm sure Corey will edit the crap out of this so you won't hear all my blabberings.
No, unedited, totally.
I'm tired. I'm a little hungry. I had some pretzel bites between flights, but that was it today.
And a great DoubleTree chocolate chip cookie with walnuts.
And a really good DoubleTree cookie with walnuts. Tonight we are going to clean up here, rest a little bit, let my phone charge, and then we're going to head to Disney Springs. Hopefully shops are open. I want to do some shopping and pick up some souvenirs for the kiddos. And then...
We have a reservation. At...
I forget the whole name of it, but it's an Irish pub. Mm-hmm. And hopefully we'll get some really good footage because they're supposedly have like some dancers
live
and some
band and dancers
entertainment and stuff. So I'm kind of excited about that. So we will see you guys later. And then what else? So the hotel was nice. Nothing fancy. There was a restaurant and a little gift shop in there. They had 3 towers, right? Or just 2? Two taller towers. It was literally, you could walk to the entrance of Universal. I would not.
And they say it's an 11-minute walk, but when we went to...
There's nowhere to walk. There's no sidewalks. There's no, skywalk. There's no.
It's not like Disney where you could walk to the resorts from the main gate.
Well, only that one. And we'll tell you about that too. But what else did I... Oh, so...
Our rental car got messed up.
So before we even got to the hotel...
It's my fault.
It's my fault. We kind of tried to budget and figure out what we were going to need for money. And obviously transportation was an issue we needed to discuss because we decided not to go to Universal, which would have been a much easier transportation.
And our hotel had shuttles. Our hotel had
shuttles because they're affiliated with Universal. So that would not have been an issue at all. But since we decided to go to Disney, it was about a 15 to 20 minute drive, depending on traffic, to either Disney Springs or Magic Kingdom. So we priced out Ubers and Lyfts and a rental car. And we figured a rental car would have been way cheaper for 2 days than trying to Uber and Lyft everywhere. So I booked us a rental car through Expedia because that's who our hotel and plane tickets were booked through. Never, ever do that. Never. Don't ever do it. And the reason I say it's my fault, I did not look at the fine print, obviously. The reason he says it's his fault is because he told me to leave my credit card and debit card at home. And because I booked it, I needed to have my ID, which I had because obviously I had to fly, but I did not bring my credit card with my name on it.
And I was just looking at it from the standpoint of if we lost something, at least we'd have, like, my wallet's always in my back pocket, whereas she doesn't carry a wallet.
Now we know. Yeah. Jen takes everything with her. Mm-hmm. But, Thrifty rental car, is that who we went through? Yeah. Thrifty and Dollar it's run by the same team. But we rented it through Thrifty and it was super inexpensive. It was $58 for the 2 days.
Yeah. It was
which is why obviously we chose to do a rental car versus
and they even upgraded
Uber.
Us to an SUV before we even...
Unfortunately, because it was Labor Day weekend, when we landed in Orlando at 1:30 p.m. on Saturday, there were no cars available because they flat out said it tells you in the fine print when you rent a car through Expedia that you have to, whoever rents it has to have their ID and their credit card. They couldn't take his. Names were not the same. Cool, whatever.
And I had thought that she had already paid for everything and I was just going to use my credit card to put the deposit,
right,
the hold down, but there was still a little small amount that needed paid on the original.
So that started off our Orlando vacation. But
I thought I was going to be divorced after.
actually, I was very surprised because normally I'm the one that flies off the handle and freaks out, and this time it was Corey. He was just he was super upset, and I know he was upset with himself because he told me not to bring my stuff. I was upset with myself for not bringing my stuff and just not listening to him.
And I was trying to tell him, hey,
And-
just cancel her reservation and
Yeah,
I'll
but-
book it. Just give me her reservation. And
which they said normally would have worked, except I booked through Expedia. So don't go directly through whatever rental car place you're going to go through. Don't book through Expedia
Or just
any
make sure
other
you
third party, or make sure you have all your stuff with you.
Because Thrifty does take debit cards for payment for deposits, which I didn't know.
It's a $200 deposit, and they'll put it on a debit or credit. It doesn't matter.
I had a problem once before with a Priceline booking where I didn't have a major credit card at the time. I just had my debit card, and by the time I got there, I'd paid for everything, but they couldn't rent the car to me because I didn't have an actual credit card to put the deposit on. So
yeah, I've had that.
Priceline was really good about refunding me the money I paid them. And that was, but I would still book through. It's just we would need to make sure that we had the stuff we needed.
Yes.
Or I'll just book it next time.
I would probably let you book it, but he's not allowed to book hotel
Red
rooms,
Roof Inn.
so that's a whole nother story. So that was our little not so fun part of it, and I know my friend Shannon was looking forward to hearing about our not so fun adventure. Yeah, so that was basically getting to Orlando. We got to our hotel room about, that was almost 4 by then, wasn't it?
3:30, 4 o'clock. We did have to take Lyfts and Ubers for the weekend.
And baby, by the next video, I'll have a total for you. It was around $158 total for the weekend. But when we got there, we got to the hotel by about 4:30ish. We had reservations for dinner at 8:45 p.m. in Disney Springs. At
Raglan Road.
Raglan Road, and we will insert a little video into our
pictures
next one,
of the
some pictures or whatever
dinners
and amazing food and great entertainment. We were kind of sad where we got seated, just because we couldn't see all the entertainment. We could only see a portion of it, but I did get some video footage towards the end when we were getting ready to leave. I stood up.
Well, and
went
that
around,
might be
so.
partly because we
snuck in early.
We walked around Disney Springs for a little bit, and we were getting hangry, and we hadn't eaten all day, and we looked at some of the shops, and then it's like, man, we're really hungry, and we still had like 2.5 to 3.5 hours before we could eat. So we ended up going over there and asking them if they had hey, we have a reservation. Is there any open spots that we can maybe get in early? So they did. They go, hey, come on in. And they were telling everyone else it was a 30 to 45 minute wait. And they're like, hey, come on in. And they set us down, but it was off the side away from everything. But it was great.
We could still hear it. It was some Irish dancing and singing and playing instruments, and it was cool. Like, they were. And
there's
really
other videos. I did a
dancers.
lot of research on Raglan Road after we decided to go. I wanted to go there because it was an Irish pub. They had bangers and mash. On the menu, so I'm like, we have to go.
Had fish and chips. Oh my god, it was so good. And so much food. It was a little on the pricey side, which we totally expected. It was like $86 total with tip. Right? Was that with tip?
Roundabouts, yes.
Yeah. So really not horrific. We've probably spent more than that at other places. We didn't get dessert though, did we? Oh yeah, we did.
Yes, we did. We
shared the lemon tart.
Lemon tart.
My gosh.
It was so good.
We didn't even get a picture of that, did we?
Oh,
I
don't
didn't.
think we did. Maybe we can find a picture that someone else took and credit them for it.
It was not sweet, which I love.
It was like
so
a shortbread like tart. Oh,
with lemon curd, and then it had meringue on top. It's so good.
yes.
Yeah, like everything there was amazing.
And I did a lot of research on the video on the place too, and I saw that they had entertainment. I was surprised. I just wanted the Irish food, but then there's a lot of videos out there of their entertainment.
It was fun. I really liked it there. We had fun walking around Disney Springs. Did a little bit of shopping. That's where Mister got his hat.
My Volcom hat.
Yes.
There was a Volcom store there.
Yes. I didn't get anything there.
That's where you got your hat at.
I got this. No.
Yeah, you got that at World of Disney.
Oh, no, we didn't go in the World. Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah, we waited in the line for a while to get into World of Disney.
We did. So, yeah. Right now, COVID procedure is even to get into World of Disney and just walk around outside. You have to get your temperature taken, and they have people walking around making sure you're wearing your mask. Mm-hmm. They weren't policing the over-the-nose thing, because I noticed a lot of people wearing it under their nose, even people that work there wearing it under their nose. But for the most part, everyone was at least wearing one. That was nice. Mm-hmm. But they were limiting capacity in every single store. So if it was a Disney store, you were going to wait to get in. We waited 15 minutes in line, which...
It was a long line, too.
Yeah, it moved really fast.
But World of Disney is a huge, like, 3-building store almost.
And they have cast members at the front. Like, they have exit or enter only doors, 1 set, and 3 sets of exit only doors. And they had cast members at every door counting. And I was looking at the cast member because we ended up front right next to the cast member waiting for a minute. But I was looking at her little machine, and it was updating like every second how many people were in that building. So they had great processes, and the line moved really fast. Part of that may be because there's a lot of big family groups. So they let 7 or 8 people in. They usually take up 2 to 3 of those 6-foot markers because they all spread out. But 15 minutes is not... You're on vacation. I'm going to stand there. It's nice outside. It was a little warm, but this, for us, we were there in the evening, so it started to cool off a little bit, but it was still, we're not used to the humidity. We live in the desert, so we're like, oh, this is sticky, but it wasn't that bad. And then we shopped a little bit. We went to dinner. When we came out of dinner, we went to Sprinkles.
Yes, Sprinkles.
I wish I had gotten pictures of those too. I didn't take pictures of those. We didn't even eat them till the next night. Which
was a shame. We were so full though.
Yeah, from Raglan. Yeah, it was. Oh. But we got 4 cupcakes from Sprinkles, and if any of you know anything about, what is her name? Candace
from Sugar Rush.
Sugar Rush. She's a judge on Sugar Rush. She's a well-known cupcake baker, I guess. And Sprinkles is her thing.
Franchise type deal. Yeah.
And I guess they're known for they have a cupcake ATM. Like you can walk up and order a cupcake and take it out of the ATM and take it home. We did not do that. We went inside because we wanted to see. And
the cupcakes look identical to the pictures that they have of the cupcakes.
You know how you go to a restaurant and you're looking online and you're like, oh my god, that looks good, and it comes on your plate and you're like, that's not what I ordered.
Doesn't look like the picture.
This Sprinkles is not the case.
It looks like the picture.
They are identical to the picture. Like identical. I got her famous Sprinkles cupcake, which is just a vanilla cake with vanilla frosting, and then it's literally those little round sprinkles, and then it's coated on top. It was delicious. A little dry, but like I said, we ate it the second night, so it sat in our hotel room all day the next day. Sorry, the hiccups. And I also got the pumpkin one because of course we're there. It's almost fall. And it was one of her limited flavors. before fall, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a pumpkin cupcake with cheesecake frosting. And then there was just a little tiny decoration that kind of looked like a carrot on top. And then,
I got a Cracker Jack cupcake,
which was another specialty flavor.
and it was a specialty flavor. The Cracker Jacks were a little stale, but we ate it the next day, so I was expecting it not to taste as fresh. But the cupcake was amazing. Just the Cracker Jacks on it were a little stale.
Yeah.
And then I got the vanilla cupcake with the vanilla frosting and the white sprinkles, and it was amazing. Oh my goodness.
They were so good.
And I don't
I'm
normally do
laughing now
sprinkles.
because we didn't get anything chocolate. Like normally
Yeah.
we'll have a chocolate, you know, we would have shared and tried it, but we didn't get, we both got vanilla.
Yeah.
And then a specialty flavor. The pumpkin, oh my God. Oh my God. I asked the one of the employees, I don't know if they call them cast members, but one of the Sprinkles employees that was directing the line. We were waiting at the door. We had to wait to get in because it's very small in there, like literally 4 people or 4 families. There's 4 spots. But I asked him what his favorites were, and he said carrot and then the original Sprinkles. So I'm really picky about my carrot cake, so I'm like, I'll go with the pumpkin. But I did get the OG Sprinkles, so that's cool. Sometimes it's nice if you ask somebody that works there what's your favorite, and you can try it. It's cool. And then after that, we just went back to the hotel room.
Had some gelato from the...
Did we?
Yeah, from the little restaurant. Or there's a little candy shop in the lobby that was open.
Yeah, at the hotel.
And they had gelatos. And we got a little cup of gelato, and I got some...
I got a
tasting
small peanut butter piece of fudge.
Harry Potter gummies.
We figured out because so the place is only open for like 3 hours at night, like late at night. Because we got back, it was almost 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So they had macaroons, which I am usually a fan of, and I thought I want to go try a couple. I like trying new flavors, right? So we walk in there, and the boxes are like the macaroons are sitting on top of the boxes. They're like not homemade. They're not whatever. So I'm like, I'll just get a tiny.
They came from a food distributor in a frozen truck, and
yes. So I got a little bitty piece of peanut butter fudge because usually peanut butter fudge isn't overly sweet. It's got a little more peanut butter flavor. It tasted like freezer burn. It was pretty gross. So I was like, so everything in there is probably, I don't even want to say it's like fell off the back of a truck somewhere or something. I don't know. And it was really sparse. Like he'd have a bunch of candy in one spot and then it'd be empty. And then a little bit of something over here. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, it was...
I don't know. It was just strange. But we tried it. And Corey had the gelato. How was that?
The cookies and cream gelato was...
Yeah?
It was
all right.
Yeah. It wasn't ice cream.
Yeah. So...
It was like generic ice cream.
Yeah. So it's like 11 o'clock and we got back to the room and literally crashed from traveling and then a huge dinner.
Because we wanted to rope drop Disney the next day.
We didn't get to do that.
No, but we were pretty close. But we'll talk about the next day in our next video.
Yeah,
we're about a half hour right now.
Well, I figure you'll probably cut out some of that, but
I'll cut out what you just said.
Meanie.
So,
all right. Well, thanks for joining us. I know we rambled on a little bit, but there is a lot more to come. And if there's any questions you have, let us know. Oh, if you want to see my hat. What does my hat say?
It says, My happy place.
My happy place.
Let me,
What are you doing over here?
I was gonna...
Oh.
See if you can...
I can't see, so you have to tell me.
No.
No.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it says my happy place on there. But It really is. So tune in and we will tell you about our date at Disney next time.
Woo!
So excited. Bye.
Bye!